Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. New York Times World News.
June 28, 5:08 American New York, death toll from strike on Ukraine mall rises to 18. Ukraine's top prosecutor arrived with a team of investigators to collect evidence about what she said constituted a war crime, under Ukrainian law and a crime against humanity.
Washington Post World.
June 28, 5:07 America New York, gunmen killed 2 policemen, polio worker in northwest Pakistan. Pakistani police say gunmen on motorcycles opened fire on policemen escorting a team of polio workers in a former stronghold of the Pakistani Taliban near Afghanistan, killing 2 policemen and a polio worker.
New York Times World News.
June 28, 5:07 America New York, on front lines, communication breakdowns prove costly for Ukraine. The Ukrainian army has tried to modernize, but still falls short in coordination among units, so they often fight independently of one another, with sometimes deadly results. A Ukrainian frontline position near the village of Vilna Pole in the Donetsk region.
Washington Post World.
June 28, 5:01 America New York, Ethiopia names negotiators for looming Tigray peace process. Ethiopian authorities have named a team of 7 negotiators for possible peace talks with Tigray forces.
RT World News.
June 28, 4:47 America New York, U.S. presidential advisors debate Ukraine's chances of success, CNN. Biden administration officials reportedly believe Kiev should redefine what it would consider victory against Russia.
Mirror World News.
June 28, 4:20 America New York, Kremenchuk death toll rises to 18 as relatives desperately search for missing loved ones. One sad message shows a picture but no name and says, "We're looking for Mom, 50. She was at her workplace in Amstore. If anybody knows anything, please call."
The Washington Times Stories. Advocacy.
June 28, 4:07 America New York, live updates, G7 talks draw to close, NATO meet to begin. The latest on the G7 summit, the annual meeting of the leading democratic economies, which this year is being held in the Bavarian Alps in Germany, and on the NATO summit in Madrid, where leaders begin gathering later Tuesday.
New York Times World News.
June 28, 4:02 America New York, a cap on the price of Russian oil comes with many questions. The idea is to limit how much Russia can earn from the oil it sells while still keeping markets well supplied. Oil tanks at a petroleum depot in Vladivostok, Russia, this month.
Washington Post World.
June 28, 3:55 America New York, Iran, U.S. to begin indirect nuclear deal talks in Qatar. Iran and the United States appear poised to start indirect talks in Qatar aimed at finding a way to save Tehran's tattered nuclear deal with world powers.
Mirror World News.
June 28, 1:09 America New York, Vladimir Putin could be assassinated with a hammer to the head, says former CIA chief. Daniel Hoffman, a former senior officer who served as Moscow station chief, says any attempt to overthrow the Russian president will be quick and potentially fatal.
BBC News World.
June 28, 0:57 America New York, NATO summit, 5 challenges for the military alliance. After Russia's shock invasion of Ukraine, what issues are likely to dominate the NATO summit?
BBC News World.
June 28, 0:50 America New York, Australia census. 5 ways the country is changing. Big shifts are happening. The country is now more diverse, less religious, and increasingly millennial.
RT World News.
June 28, 0:39 America New York, court backtracks on Biden's vaccine mandate. Enforcement of the vaccine rule has been halted once again following months of wrangling in the courts.
Time.
June 28, 0:27 America New York, Instagram and Facebook are removing posts offering abortion pills. Washington. Facebook and Instagram have begun promptly removing posts that offer abortion pills to women who may not be able to access them following a Supreme Court decision that stripped away constitutional protections for the procedure.